Viewers, welcome to this special live chat session. Thank you for joining. Johannes fourth was the first viewer to join, to comment rather. Daniel Abate, Ruby, my regular viewer. 8T9 News, Uzil Gunner, a regular viewer, and Doubt, Dagi, Blessed, Tazabi, Salvatore, Jaba, Duba, Injibara, Tube, Amin, Ali, Vinta, Cross. Vinta is also one of my regular viewers. Zimbaji, Emmanuel, G, N, Kid, Tra, Mercy Yusuf, Lamlam Kase, Doubt, Wahib, Badri, Roba. I know that several of you or regular viewers, thank you for joining, viewers. A special live chat session because I have been hearing for the past few hours that OLA and TDF are planning something big for tomorrow, the 4th of November. That is why I decided to talk to you. Rashid Gulid, Abasa, Baraka, Hino, Gabre Michael, Babak, Fasil, Jimane, Marek, Ahmad, Abdulaziz Ibrahim, Simon Mangasha, Mandy Bahdoon. Let me tell you what I have been hearing, then we'll try to analyze the situation. I've been hearing, and you might have heard as well, that Oromo Liberation Army and Tigray Defense Force, they have managed to reach the outskirts of Ethiopian capital Addis Ababa. And since tomorrow, 4th of November, tomorrow will be completion of 1 year since this war started on the 4th of November last year. So that is why TDF and OLA, they're planning something big for tomorrow. That is being claimed. One of experienced analysts on the Horn of Africa, he has been tweeting for the past few hours. He said that diplomatic sources have confirmed. Now, what is the situation on the ground? People have contacted me as well, some very top analysts. They asked, Sajid, do you have any information? What will happen tomorrow? Are OLA, TDF planning something big for tomorrow? We'll talk about that, viewers. Debrasian says, I think both of them plan to join near Addis Ababa. We do know the plan. It's not a secret. Where have they reached? Question is, where have they reached? They have made it clear they want to capture Addis Ababa. Question is anything going to happen tomorrow on the 4th of November or not? Johanna says, if TDF finishes off Addis Ababa, do you think it will start another front against Eritrea? Let me take this question first. I don't think that Eritrea will intervene now, firstly. Why? When Eritrea intervened in November last year, Eritrean forces were in the back. ENDF were in the front lines, and Eritreans were providing artillery cover. They largely remained in the back. That is why they suffered less losses. But now, if Eritreans intervene, they'll have to confront TDF. They won't intervene now. That's my analysis, firstly. Secondly, Tigray has been weakened economically. Militarily stronger, but economically weakened. We can't deny this fact, viewers. Tigray is not as significant a threat to Asmara now as it was in November last year. Tigray and Ethiopia as a whole have been weakened. I don't think Isaias now sees Tigray as an imminent threat. That is why he will not intervene in Tigray this time. Next question. If TDF captures Addis Ababa, will it advance to Asmara? I don't think so. I don't think that TDF will make such a hasty decision. It won't do that. And viewers, TDF will need time to consolidate its control of Addis Ababa. If it did, we don't know if TDF can capture Addis or not. Even if it captured, it will take some time. Getachew, Debrecen, they are talking about transition period. Transition means some interim setup. Then they'll decide about the future of Tigray. Do you think Tigray will attack Eritrea in this transition period? No. No. It's very much clear to me that even after capturing Addis Ababa, Tigray will not attack Eritrea. It can happen, not now. It will happen after a few months or years, maybe. TDF might plan some coup there, but not in coming days or months. Coming days or weeks, I would say, after capturing Addis Ababa. Now, what's your take? What do you think? What do you say about that? Next question. What leverage do the West US have against TDF to stop them from marching to Addis? No, they don't have any significant leverage to stop TDF. TDF fought this war on its own. TDF was not being supported militarily by any party, by the West, by the US. Yes, Ethiopian government has been accusing TDF of being backed by US, West. But on the ground, TDF fought this war on its own. That is why I don't think that that the West and US can twist TPLF's arm into making TPLF agree that it should stop its advance to Addis Ababa. Teddy G, you are so brilliant anchor in war. Keep it up. Thank you, Teddy. Galal Victoire. Hi Sajid. Hi Galal. How do you evaluate the report published today by UNHRC and EHRC? Yes, important question. The report accuses all parties of having done violations of human rights in Tigray. It's very close to the reality, viewers. We have been reporting that. All sides have done atrocities. You can question the scale only. We have reported about TDF's some atrocities against Eritrean refugees. And we have extensively reported about atrocities by Eritrean forces, by ENDF. It has happened in this war, in not only in Tigray, but also in Amhara, in Afar. Civilians have been killed. I use the word revenge attacks. Most of the incidents in which civilians have been killed, they were revenge attacks. They happened in Maikadra. Maikadra was a revenge attack. Aksom, revenge attack. Chena in Amhara, revenge attack. And in Kobo as well, a revenge attack. So in revenge attacks, large-scale civilian killings have happened. All parties are involved. But today's report is a blow to Tigray's narrative. Tigray was saying that genocide was being committed. People were trying to say, Sajid, why don't you use the word genocide? I always said, let's wait. Let's wait for some forum to use this word. It's Tigray's narrative. This new report is a blow to it's a blow to Tigray's narrative. I mean, the report does not mention anywhere that a genocide of Tigrayans has been committed in Tigray. Yes, it says that civilian killings have happened, other types of atrocities have been committed, but it is not confirming the genocide of Tigrayans has been committed. That is why the Tigray government has rejected this report. But PM Abiy's government has almost largely accepted it. Very close to the reality, I would say. Will TPLF and OLA fighters fight each other after Addis? Important question. Because they have a long history of fighting. Oromo Liberation Army was fighting against the government when TPLF was in coalition at the center for more than 2 decades. So there has been a history of grievances, complaints between Oromos and Tigrayans. Now, alliance so far is military alliance between OLA and TDF. How will this military alliance turn into a political alliance? Which party will have more advantage if there is a political alliance? I think they'll work towards a political alliance as well. And for a political alliance, you need OFC as well, Oromo Federalist Congress of Bakle Garba of Jawar Muhammad, Oromo Liberation Front as well of Dawood Ibsa. Other Oromo players will also come into play. Then there'll be some sort of political agreement between Tigrayans and Oromos. So far, my information says that this political agreement has not been reached. Up till now, alliance is only military alliance between TDF and OLA. What will happen after they reach Addis Ababa, it is yet to be decided. If you have seen statements from Geta Choreda and other TPLF leaders, they are saying that they are open to dialogue with those parties, those players who want a peaceful transition. What does this message mean? He is calling upon all ethnic groups, all regional leaders who want to discuss about a transitional period. Negotiations might be underway, but we have not seen, we have not heard of any political agreement reached so far. That would be definitely a major step. It remains to be seen, viewers. Someone is laughing and writing Addis Ababa. Well, when TDF was fighting in Tambian Mountains in April, did anyone think back then that in November TDF would be challenging Addis Ababa? It would have gone past Dassi and Kambolja. It happened. You saw that. From Tambian Mountains, it reached Mekelle. From Mekelle, it reached Koram, Elamata, Kobo, Gashina, Woldia, Marsa, Dassi, Kambolcha, Bati, Shifra. What are you waiting for? Don't say that it cannot happen. It can happen. Question is, how long will it take? ENDF is withdrawing. ENDF has shown that it does not have the will to put up real resistance. Fighting resistance is being shown by militias, by common Amharas and Afar forces. You are seeing what's happening in Afar. Again and again, TDF trying to reach Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, Djibouti road. But Afar militia members, Afar forces, they are fighting. ENDF as an institution is not delivering. And that is the reason that behind TDF's advance towards main towns and places in Amhara. So we just can't say that, come on, Addis Ababa is not, it's not a possibility. It is a possibility. It can happen. Someone is asking about a response from Djibouti. How is Ismail Ghebreyesus responding to these developments in Ethiopia? I don't have any concrete information. That is why it would be pure speculation. I won't talk about that. Do you think PM Abiy has some connection with OLA? I don't think so. I have been responding to this conspiracy in previous sessions as well. People say there is alliance between OLA and TDF. I don't know what type of alliance is this. Both have taken over some areas in Amhara. They are challenging Addis Ababa. They want to remove PM Abiy. What sort of alliance is this between Abiy and OLA? No truth in these conspiracies. Why are you always on TDF side? I don't know why you people say that. I just a few minutes ago talked about the report, UN report. I covered it very impartially. I cover the war developments very impartially. But the problem here is that if you ask me which side is more credible in terms of sharing information about war fronts, TPLF and TDF is more credible. I'm not saying they're 100% correct, but they are more credible when they are sharing battlefield developments. It's not that all their claims are true. But if you compare Ethiopian government sources, news sources, and Tigray TPLF leaders, I found them more credible. Having said that, I have covered their withdrawals, their defeats, everything. I faced criticism as well when I reported about TDF's withdrawal, TDF's losses on debit war front. You saw what happened. But I said no, it was withdrawal. TDF did suffer losses. About airstrikes as well, I have my position that Ethiopian Air Force is trying to hit targets. It's not hitting civilians. Yes, people who support it, I don't like my position. But that is what I believe. Truth is. So it's not that I'm backing TDF. But I report what's happening on the ground. On the ground, they are advancing. Qatar urges nationals to leave Ethiopia as soon as possible. Yes, US is telling its citizens to leave Ethiopia, Russia, Qatar. There is panic in diplomatic community. Why? Because Addis Ababa, Debre Birhan road has been closed. It has been closed by Ethiopian government forces. Why? Because it wants to stop TDF and OLA from reaching Debre Birhan and onwards. The road has been blocked, and ambassadors are not being allowed to leave Addis Ababa. So that is why they're trying to take off from Addis Ababa towards their respective countries. Someone is saying happy anniversary. I don't know for which persons it is a happy anniversary. No side has gained anything out of this war so far, viewers. What we have seen was just bloodshed, disintegration, hatred, killings, famine, hunger. That is what we saw. I don't know who is happy about this anniversary. You are leaning towards TPLF. Again, I talked about that. Do you think Ethiopia will turn into countries like Libya and Yemen? Well, in Libya, there were several countries involved. There was presence of Russian Wagner fighters in Libya. UAE had its air defense systems, other weaponry on the ground in Libya. Turkey had its boots on the ground in Libya. Turkey was supplying GNA with drones, other weaponry as well. Several international players were on the ground in Libya. Yemen, same case. In Yemen, there is presence of Iran-backed militias, means Irani Revolutionary Guards there. Secondly, UAE is backing a group there. And then Saudi-led coalition. It is backing a group as well. So again, footprints, presence of several international powers in Yemen. Ethiopia a bit different. There is no foreign presence except Eritreans in Ethiopia. Now, international players do not have their boots on the ground or their militaries on the ground. So it's a bit different battlefield, Ethiopia, from Yemen and Libya. I don't think that Ethiopia will turn into Libya or Yemen. If there is no intervention, one of the two sides will take advantage after some time. Then we could see start of talks. When will one side have convincing advantage? That we don't know. That is the question. And that would be the start of talks with one party having significant leverage to dictate its terms. It might take some time. But right now, Ethiopia is not as fragile as Yemen or Libya. UN report, I talked about that a few minutes ago. Eritrea in Adwa and Adigrat. People have been asking questions about Eritrean forces fighting on Rama, on Adigrat front. Honestly, I could not confirm. That is why I did not make any video on that. I have been hearing rumors, but I have tried to confirm these rumors. I could not confirm any of the rumors that TDF and Eritreans were fighting on Tigray-Eritrea border. So let me talk a little about the title of today's video. I am taking questions, but I'm missing the main topic. The topic is, what is the planning of TDF and OLA for tomorrow? Because I told you, an analyst is claiming that they're planning to enter Addis Ababa tomorrow, on the 4th of November. Well, just a few hours ago, I think 3 or 4 hours ago, an OLA spokesperson, I think Oda Turbi, talked to AFP. And he said in his talk, OLA is months, if not weeks away from Addis Ababa. So we have official position of Oromo Liberation Army that it will take several weeks, perhaps months, to take control of Addis Ababa. Having said that, is there presence of OLA close to Addis Ababa? In previous videos, I told you about new recruitments by OLA in Shua, North Shua, South West Shua, East and West Shua, the areas around Addis Ababa. Yes, they have done large-scale recruitments close to Addis Ababa. It does not mean they are in a position to storm and take control of Addis Ababa. So I do not agree with this analysis that in coming hours, TDF and OLA are trying to take control of Addis Ababa. I don't think they have such a significant presence close to Addis Ababa to storm the entire city and take over it. Yes, they might launch some sort of small-scale incursion into Addis Ababa. It can happen because OLA, his presence is there to the west of Addis Ababa, in Horogodoro as well, in Velega, in Horogodoro, in West Shua. There is presence of OLA. We know about that. They can do some small-scale activity in Addis Ababa tomorrow. But I don't think that tomorrow Addis Ababa is going to be seized by TDF and OLA. And if you remember, viewers, people were saying, analysts of the Horn of Africa, that Ethiopia was making preparations to launch an attack on Tigray after the end of rainy season. My position back then was very clear. I had said no. Attack would be inside Amhara on TDF positions, coupled with airstrikes on Tigray. That is what's happening now. You are seeing that. Airstrikes on Tigray, ground operation in Amhara, both are not working though. So again, I don't see the possibility of TDF and OLA storming Addis Ababa on the 4th of November tomorrow. I don't think so. Do you think Abiy will leave? Another set of conspiracies which is being spread is that Abiy is about to leave. Abiy is about to leave. I don't have any concrete information. That is why I won't talk about that. With 30 minutes have passed, I think I need to go now. I told you about my information, what I have learned. There is presence of TDF, not TDF, OLA close to Addis Ababa in small pockets. No confirmation so far that TDF and OLA are going to storm Addis Ababa tomorrow. If I have any updates, I'll try to keep you updated in coming hours. Thank you for joining for this special live chat session. Stay in touch, keep on correcting me. Yes, I do make mistakes. Your correction makes me go on, it makes me improve. Thank you for watching. See you on Saturday. Bye bye.